Hey everybody, welcome to TST Garage. I'm Bart. Today I will be demonstrating the procedure for the installation of the TST Industries Nexus signals on a Kawasaki Ninja motorcycle. These signals fit many modern Kawasaki Ninja models. We do have a complete listing on our website of which models they fit. If this video is not of your motorcycle, chances are we already have the installation instructions for your model as well. So check that out on our YouTube channel. I won't get too detailed on the description of this technology. We do have a separate video covering all the nuances and specs, and we dive a little deeper into how this was designed, what the motif was, and all of that stuff. So that link will be provided to you in the description of this video. Hopefully you'll follow that and check out some more specs. What you see here is the right-hand signal. It is designated right. The left-hand signal is designated left for ease of installation. These are plug and play, so no fuss there. You unplug the OEM unit, you plug this in, you're good to go. The physical installation is also through the means of replacement of OEM parts. The same exact procedure that you would use to replace, let's say, a crashed up OEM component mounts this in your bike. Now in this video, we will show you the exact procedure step by step for how to mount this on your bike. So hopefully you'll follow along and find this easy enough and get these things mounted on your bike. Let's get started. All right, let's dive straight into step one. That will be the removal of the two fasteners here and here. The bottom one is a push type fastener. You push the center in to unlock it. It's basically locked in this configuration. You push it in, that unlocks it, you pry it out. Once you remove it, put it in this position, that's ready for reinsertion later. This front fastener here needs the center head popped up. I use a flathead screwdriver to do that. That unlocks it and it's ready for removal. Once those two are removed, the bottom two components are separated, and that now leaves us to do left and right sides separately. Next, we will be removing this panel. We'll need a 4mm Allen to remove this fastener here. Now we will pry up here. There is a number of different push fasteners in here. They are actually part of this panel and they insert into rubber grommets. I call them friction fasteners. You see one of these grommets here. There's another one. There's another one here and here. These posts interface with the grommets and create a lock. And once those are unlocked, you basically pry away here and pull back, and these slide features come out, and now the panel's out. Next, I will be removing this fastener here, and also these two. They are all 4mm Allen. This bottom one here actually has a shoulder spacer. Make sure you retain that, and make sure it finds its way back into that location. All right, easy peasy. Now there are two more of this type push fastener up in the scoop area. I will remove them, and then once I get this fairing out, I will show you guys exactly where they are. It's really difficult to get the camera up in here, so I will demonstrate it once I take this fairing off. Now we have to do something about this connector. Everything is attached to this panel here, the male and female part of the connector. So first we need to remove the male part of the connector. We will either press down on this portion of the tab or pry up on this end. I like the pry up method better. It's easier to actually unlock it. Pry up on the tab, withdraw the male, and that's done. Now we will need to remove this fairing panel, this entire fairing panel of the bike. There's a friction fastener that goes into a grommet right here in this location, and somewhere around here there are a number of interference clips here and on top here. So we will work from aft to front. I'm going to dislodge this one first and then work up the line this way. Once these pop, the rest kind of come out pretty easily, and then we just need to Clear that last one out there. As you can see here, I'm hung up by this wire that is connected to this connector that is inserted into a captive feature here on this panel. I have a cable management clip here that doesn't lock. You can pry it open and the wire comes out. I'll show you that in detail in just a moment. Rotate this around to show you what I'm going to do here. This is the connector that's in the interference window here. It does have a dart feature. You could either use pliers or use your finger to squeeze it, and it just pops out. And now we are free to work on this on a separate surface, but I just want to show you a couple details. Here is this cable management clip that I was talking about that this routes through. So you can see, you can just pry it open and the wire will come out. Here you can see the series of clips that I dislodged from here. They basically fit under and a couple of them fit over. You just work them, gyrate and pull out and they just pop out. And this right here is that friction fastener that fits in here. So this is pretty easy. You just have to be patient, and as you saw just before, it all pops off pretty quickly. The following step will involve the removal of this inner panel. It has 3 screw fasteners using a Phillips head, 1 push fastener, I'm going to remove the wiring from all the routing guides, and now you basically have just interference fit in here. There are clips here, 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 and here. They just withdraw in this direction. So we're going to clear it from aft to front like this. Basically just flex away these ratcheting clips until they unlock, and then I'm going to dislodge this by just pulling it up. And now this whole panel comes towards me and it's off the bike. Now we have access to our signal lamp. This is very simple. We will remove these 3 Phillips head fasteners. I'm going to keep them here in front of me. The OE light goes away. We bring in our Nexus signal that is designated for the left side and reinstall, basically just like the OEM unit. And just snug them up a little bit. Don't tighten them down all the way just yet. Just go out to the outside, make sure that I didn't induce any weird gaps. These signals fit just a little bit different on each one of the models that they are made of. So if you've seen this on a Ninja 300, 400, Ninja 1000, it'll look slightly different than it does on this bike. This is normal. This is the regular fit that you will see, and this is correct. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to plug this in and test it, make sure it functions properly. This is very, very simple at this point because we have access to everything. All right, now this signal is flashing faster than the OEM rate of 85 cycles per minute, but it is flashing. So the function is right. We have another thing going on here. We still have the OEM signal relay on here. As you can see, it sits right here. If you've already done one of our tail lights, or for some other reason you already have an LED flasher relay, this will be flashing at the correct rate. If it's hyper flashing and it's bothering you, you can exchange this for one of our Gen 2 flasher relays. This is a plug and play component. This is a very good opportunity right here, right now, to just change these out. It does not come by default with our signals. It is a separate part, but if you need it, you can get that at our website, and it just plugs right in. It saves you a lot of headache. It is also adjustable, so if you don't like the preset 85 cycle per minute rate, you can get under this cap and adjust it. We do have a separate video showing how to install and adjust this thing. So if you need to know how to adjust it, please watch that video. We have a specific video to this bike. And from this point forward, I will just be reinstalling all the components here so we can get this panel back on the bike. I'll just make sure that my routing is correct and basically go in the reverse order of disassembly here. These two slide in first, and then this area can be clipped together. There's a clip here and here. You just need to engage. Just like that. And then I will engage this interference clip, this one here, and that's pretty good to go. Let's replace the fasteners. And this wiring here likes to hang out on this cable management clip. And now this is ready to go back on the bike. We will basically employ the reverse order of disassembly. The front surfaces going in first and aligning with all the mating clips. We have this slide and this slide that need to interface here and here. These components have to fit in here. And then we have this friction fastener. These guys have to interlock. So we go from the front to the back, aligning all these features. Once you get this part in and this part in here, this is very, very simple. You just squeeze this together and it all pops in. That friction fastener goes in, this friction fastener goes in, and now we just make sure that everything is in good alignment. I'm gonna pop this shroud here for the scoop area back into position. This also has sliding locks. You can see here, this is a slide and this is just a peg that interfaces there. And there's also a lip feature here that needs to fit under here. There we go. Everything's tabbed in. There are no unsightly gaps. Everything's good to go. We're ready for fasteners. Before I do the fasteners, I'm gonna route my wiring. This is the plug that we took out. It can just be pushed straight in here. First, I will get it through that routing clip, then get it pushed in. This is basically the reverse order of what you saw previously. No big mystery here. Everything snaps together, good to go. Quick test, working well. All right, let's get some fasteners in. I'm basically gonna go front to back in the reverse order. Two of the push fasteners in here, in the locations I showed you previously. One here, one here. The one on top here goes into a rubber well nut. This will not have a hard bottom. You do not want to be tightening this, trying to feel hard bottom. What it does is, as the screw tightens into the rubber well nut, it expands the well nut, and the friction of the rubber that's been expanded against the plastics holds it together. If you're trying to find hard bottom, you will stress that well nut and it won't work very well for you in the future. Here, this bottom one actually goes into a frame component, so here you will find hard bottom. And this bottom one here with the shoulder spacer also goes into a frame component. So same goes for that guy. Here, make sure that you engage the threads and then get this plastic portion seated on that shoulder. Don't just muscle this in. You can actually clamp that shoulder on the plastic and damage it. Make sure that you actually have free play around your shoulder washer before you tighten it down. All right, let's replace this panel. Tab, tab. And then looking on the inside, you'll be aligning the 3 friction fasteners with the grommets. Very important to get this part on the outside, actually. Won't work very well if you don't. Press this fastener in, this one. All right, all my friction fasteners are engaged. Now I'm ready for my 4mm Allen. This is going into a rubber well nut, so please heed the warning I gave before. And that is it for this side. We will replace these 2 fasteners here at the bottom at the very end once we're finished with the right side of the bike. Now for the right side, we will basically repeat the procedure, starting with this panel. The last step in this procedure will be to join these panels back together. So you can see here, there is 2 features that are supposed to overlap. Make sure that you have them in the right order. There's one that's depressed, one that's raised. The raised one goes on the outside. Same goes for the bottom. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse here. It's very simple to align them in the same fashion. Just make sure you have the one that's depressed on the bottom. And voila, that's it. All right, you guys, we are done. Check this out. I love the way these things look. I love how bright they are. They really complement the whole styling of this motorcycle. If you agree, check out tstindustries.com. There's a link down in the description. Please hit that. It'll make you navigate straight to this product page. We have those parts on there for you. We also have taillights, fender eliminators, a whole host of different parts for this bike and any other bike you may have in your stable. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.